Over the course of several decades, Fred Schuetze has been a vocal and diligent leader for the beef industry, with an emphasis on Simmental, Simbrah, and Brahma breeds. After graduating with a BS degree from Southwest Texas State and a master's from Texas A&M, he worked for a decade as a county agent, then became owner of a consulting company designing breeding programs. Later, he joined childhood friend Alberta Thal to establish the famed Buzzard Hollow Ranch in Grandview, Texas. As an ASA trustee from 2000 to 2006 and 2015 to the present, he has served as board chairman and was designated as ASA's official representative to the World Simmental Fleck Beef Federation, a position that has led him to all locations all over the globe, carrying the message of American Simmental, Fleck Beef, and Simbrah. In addition to his ASA service, he is currently serving as the World Simmental Fleck Beef Federation president and has served as president of the Texas Simmental Simbrah Association and served 20 years on the World Simmental Fleck Beef Federation International Committee. Presently the managing partner of Simmentals of Texas, Schuetze and his wife Judy are the parents of two children, Fred Jr., called Bud, and Joanna Keel. They are also the grandparents of 4 grandchildren. In recognition of these contributions and service, this certificate and plaque signify entry into the Golden Book of the World Simmental Fleck Beef Federation, awarded this 29th day of January 2021. On a personal note, the recipients of this year's Golden Book Award have set the bar high for those who follow. All served as chairman of the organization and were involved in some of our most challenging days. Their leadership and commitment to being a trustee set the standards. They brought us forward today where the Simmental breed is a standard bearer of successful seed stock organizations with financial stability and worldwide support of the breed. Fred Schuetze has led the way in that global acceptance of American sim genetics. His devotion to the breed has never wavered. All of us are deeply grateful to Fred and his family. Thank you.
Steve Reimer and his father Bill have operated R&R Cattle Company, a performance-based herd of Simmental females for the past half-century. A multi-generational operation, the ranch was founded several decades earlier by Steve's great-grandfather. Voluntary service on behalf of his chosen breed has been a long-time Reimer hallmark. He spent 6 years on the ASA board from 1991 to 1996. Including a year as board chairman, providing calm and steady leadership during a turbulent time in association history. During the board tenure, he was instrumental in planning the innovative Focus 2000 conference that helped bring the commercial cattle industry market share back to Simmental, and also had considerable influence in the hiring of Jerry Lipsey as the association's 5th CEO. The Reimer breeding philosophy revolves around placing selection pressure on both phenotype and genotype. That foundation helped convince him to support the creation of the Progress Through Performance, or better known as the PTP show format, still being used this day. Much in demand as a cattle judge, he has worked most of the major cattle shows in the U.S. As exhibitors, R&R Cattle Company dominated the Pen of Three Bulls over the course of several years at the National Western Stock Show. Cash crops, including corn, soybeans, wheat, and forage oats in a crop rotation with turnips, radishes, and lentils, are a significant part of the Reimer operation. Steve and his wife Elaine are parents of Jamie and her husband Brady Lammer, Amber and her husband A.J. Johnson, and Brian and his wife Laura Reimer. They are also grandparents to 7 grandchildren, with 1 on the way. As honored as we are to present this award to a fellow breeder, it may be more significant that it is going to a friend of Simmental and the entire beef industry. In recognition of these contributions and service, this certificate and plaque signify entry into the Gold Book of the World Simmental Fleckvieh Federation, awarded this 29th day of January, 2021.
Okay, thank you. And it's my pleasure to speak on behalf of the other 3 Eastern Region trustees and myself that nominated Mr. Gordon Hodges for the Golden Book Award: Randy Moody, Cliff Orley, Jim Ligon, and myself, Barry Wessner. And I guess first I'm going to speak from a personal note. And the 3 recipients of the Golden Book Award this year, I think, are just stellar. Realizing they're all 3 either sitting trustees or past trustees of the ASA, it's just unbelievable to me the kind of contribution that all 3 of these have had. Obviously, we're going to speak right now in terms of Gordon, but I mean, all 3 of them and the footprint that they've left to the American Simmental Association is unbelievable. I will say that from a personal note, Gordon is one of those guys that for me personally has been quite an asset since I've been on the board. Gordon is one of those guys that carries a flip phone, yet you can call him up, and on the most scientific out there issue, Gordon is able to take that and put it down to cowboy speak, and for that I appreciate it, Gordon. And again, I hope that as we pass through your time as a board member, you don't get rid of that flip phone. Hopefully you're just one phone call away for us to be able to tap into your infinite amount of knowledge that you have of this association and some of the scientific things that we're doing. You know, the 2 sitting board members that we have now, 26 years of experience, and wow, what an unbelievable accomplishment from them. The institutional knowledge that these 2 have that are leaving the board, Gordon and Fred, again, unbelievable. But I think I can speak on behalf of them and say that they're just a phone call away. So with that, I'll go ahead and read the citation that's going to be put into the World Simmental Federation Golden Book. And it goes like this: Gordon Hodges. Throughout his life, Gordon Hodges has been a tireless advocate and a promoter of Simmental genetics. During that time, he has had a wide-ranging influence, interacting with producers and serving in leadership roles at local, state, and national levels. He began his affiliation with Simmental in the early 1970s and is now completing his 13th year on the ASA Board of Trustees, including the past year as board chairman. Among his many accomplishments, he was a large supporter in establishing the revolutionary International Genetic Solutions and the multi-breed genetic evaluation while serving on the board. In addition to maintaining his own Simmental herd at Pine View Farms in Hamptonville, North Carolina, he has served as a sale manager, as an officer for the North Carolina and Virginia Simmental Associations, and since 2004, he has been deeply involved in the genetic and marketing manager position for Gibbs Farms, a highly respected Sim Angus and Simmental operation running 800 females located in Grandbury, Alabama. An animal science graduate of North Carolina State University, Gordon and his wife Melissa are the proud parents of one son, Spencer, and a daughter, Juliana Stackhouse. In recognition of these contributions and service, this certificate and plaque will signify entry into the Golden Book of the World Simmental Fleckvieh Federation, awarded this 29th day of January 2021. And again, Gordon, just from a personal note, and some of the stories you've shared with me and your sacrifice and your dedication to this board, even maybe missing the first birth of one of your children, if I think I remember the story right, my sincere, heartfelt congratulations. And on behalf of the rest of the Eastern Regional Trustees, we're proud to call you our friend and fellow board member. Congratulations, and we'll be talking to you down the road.